everyone, it's Milky. Welcome back to my channel. I look very different than I usually do because I will be showing you today how to make this heart eye patch. I have been wanting to do sewing videos for a while and I finally figured out a kind of decent setup, so there are a few things that I'm not completely happy with this video, but I hope that it will be useful for you regardless if you want to make a heart eye patch like this one. I think it would be really cute with looks like Menhera, or to incorporate into like Guru Lolita, and in general, heart eye patches are cute. So now you can make one for yourself. So let's get started.
For this project you will need fabric in your preferred color. Make sure that the material isn't stretchy, otherwise it will be a bit difficult to handle. Cottons are usually a good choice for this. A template from which to cut your fabric. Here are the dimensions of mine, which has seam allowance included. Some thin lace, enough to go around your heart. Thin elastic, although you could also use decorative elastic for a fancier eye patch. Thread in a color which goes with your fabric and lace. Ribbon for decorating the eye patch. And some stuffing so that the eye patch is a bit puffy. You will first want to cut your fabric out. Place the template on your fabric and trace around it. I recommend a pencil or chalk for this job, depending on the color of your fabric. Once you've traced it on, cut out the first piece. Then, place the heart on top of the fabric instead of the template. Cut around it, leaving about a centimeter or so border. I found that this trick makes it much easier to sew the two pieces together without having to worry about the two not lining up. Now it's time to sew the two pieces together. If you're using a patterned fabric, you will want the patterned sides to be touching each other, so that once we flip the heart inside out, the right sides will be showing. I'm using a machine for this because it's quicker, but you could easily do this by hand with just a backstitch. Sew the pieces together, but don't sew all the way around the heart. Leave about an inch-long gap so that you can turn the heart inside out later. Cut off the excess fabric around the edges, since having less bulk will make it easier to get a nice shape once turned inside out. Also tie off any loose threads so that nothing unravels. Turn the heart inside out, making sure everything is pushed out thoroughly. Fill the heart with a bit of stuffing, spreading it out evenly throughout the shape. You don't want to overfill it though, just enough to give a cute, puffed out look. I'm using a ladder stitch to close up the gap as it leaves no visible stitches and overall contributes to a neater look to the final product. I hope it's clear how I did it here, but if not, there are lots of places that have more professional descriptions for how to do it. Once that's finished, you can start decorating. I think adding a lace trim is a really cute touch. The easiest way I found to do it is to start at the top bit of the heart. Start attaching the lace with a blanket stitch, being sure to only poke through the top layer of fabric as you stitch. When you get to the base of the heart, fold the lace at an angle so that you can go back up the other side. Once you've reached the starting point, cut off any remaining lace, but leave about a centimeter more than you need. Fold it underneath itself before you sew the rest on so that you don't have a raw edge. Tie off the thread, and now you have a lacy heart. To make the bows, I like using the trick where you use a fork to tie them. It's really efficient at tying neat, uniform bows. Cut a piece of ribbon. The length doesn't really matter, as long as it's long enough to manipulate. Bring it behind the fork and cross the left edge over the top towards the right side. Bring the right side of the ribbon across the top and through the center hole, towards the back of the fork. Bring it up and pull down through the center gap so it's poking out the front again. Pull it through the loop that it created and tighten. You can now take the ribbon off the fork and trim the ends. I lightly cinch the ends of the lighter since this melts the ribbon and keeps it from fraying. Yay, tiny bows! For some reason my camera glitched and didn't save the footage of me sewing on the first 2 bows, but oh well. I'd like to sew on 3 because I think it looks cute. You will want to sew on each one individually so that the back of the eye patch will look neat, since the stitches will be visible. Just use a few stitches near the center of the bow in order to secure it in place. Final step is elastic. You'll want to hold up the eye patch against your head and measure how much elastic you will need. For reference, mine was 17 inches long. You will need 2 equal lengths of elastic. Sew on one end of the elastic, placing it between the lace and the fabric in order to hide it. Do the same thing with the other piece of elastic. Now you should have both pieces attached. Take the first piece of elastic you sewed on and cross it to the opposite lower side of the heart and sew it on there. Repeat the same thing with the second piece, and you should end up with 2 pieces of elastic crossed over each other. And that's it, you're done!
And then you should have an eye patch! I hope this video was helpful to you. You can always change it up, use different colors, make different shapes, use different decorations, different types of elastic to get a large variety of eye patches to use in your J-fashion, Menhera, whatever kind of wardrobe. Sorry if there were some things in this video that were unclear. I tried my best, and I hope to make more sewing videos in the future because although it was quite a lengthy process, I did have fun, and I hope that it was helpful to you. As always, thank you so much for watching, and I hope you have a lovely, lovely day.